Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
What's the number now?
Oh, 21. Old enough for that, for sure. Old enough for my driver's license. No, thank you guys for the birthday wishes. It's a great, always great for me. I've always worked on my birthday, so it's always been training camp. So that's the normal for me. Everybody always asks, hey, what are you doing for your birthday? I'm training camp, working, sweating. So it's a great day, though. Really grateful, blessed to see another year. I never take it for granted. And thank you guys for the warm welcome.
What about the first day of pads and talking about how things will start to ramp up? What you see today that stood out?
With it being the first day of pads, what stood out first and foremost, guys did a really great job of just staying up off the ground. I want guys to still be able to protect each other. We're still teammates. Understand we want to play physical football, but we got to protect each other. And I thought our guys came out, did a really good job of that. And you can see our running backs really running the football, how it will look, playing physical behind their pass. I thought those guys, Chubb did a really good job today with a couple runs, also Jawar. So, and our defense as well, they stepped up, played physical, nice. Couple nice thuds, nice tackles in there, so I'm excited. First day of pads, everybody was safe. That's so I'm happy to get out clean today.
Coach, you know spoke on Saturday about Joe Mixon. What changed as far as the diagnosis is concerned?
Yeah, nothing's changed with Joe. Joe is still working, in the background. I know we get reports about Joe. Nothing's changed. He's still working. Whenever it's time for Joe to be back, he'll be back. Right? I know a lot of people want to report a lot of things about guys with injuries. My thing is are you really concerned about our guys? Or are you really just trying to get something out there, right? And for me, I always put my players' health and safety first and foremost. So I care about the guys, so you guys don't hear me talking a lot about injuries because that's their personal information. Guys are working through that, and it's nothing to report or get in an uproar about. Like, our guys are working, and it's always sensitive to me because I've been there. I've went through that. So it's not just to report something. Like, I want people here who truly care about our guys. I care about our guys and what they're doing throughout their process, and it'll continue to be that way.
DeMeco, Brevin, I think, so speak with us today. Brevin Jordan, what have you seen from him now that he's healthy and when healthy? What can he bring to this offense?
Yeah, what I've seen from Brevin, man, he's excited to be back on the field playing football. Brevin spoke. He just said, you talk about how rough of a time it is with injuries and to be missing football, missing your teammates, missing being out here on the field. So he's so grateful to be back out here, and you see that excitement on his face. You see how he attacks the day. I think one of his first plays out, he caught a short pass, and it reminded me of the play he had versus the Browns where he took one the distance, right? And that's what Brev can do. He's an explosive playmaker, and I'm as excited to see him back out here working with a smile on his face.
Why was he an important player to bring back on an extension? Signed him last year. He did what he did.
Yeah, it was important to bring Brevin back on an extension because I see a very talented young player who's really loves football, and I know he can help us, whether it's passing game, running game. He's doing a really great job of working at the line of scrimmage, working on the blocking as well. So I see an ascending young player. And when you got an ascending young player in your building, we want to keep as many of those guys here as we can. So I'm happy to, lock Brevin up for a few more years.
You guys were able to add C.J. Gardner-Johnson to what was already a successful secondary. What excites you about the potential of that?
What excites me about the potential of our secondary group, adding CJ is, you don't add, it's not just another player. You're adding a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber player with a Super Bowl pedigree who's done it at a high level, brings others along with him. Like, he's a true leader by example and by talking. Like, he does a really great job of motivating guys, getting guys to go. And he's a very thoughtful guy, asks really great questions, right? Really smart player, asks great questions, making sure everybody's on the same page, and that's what a safety has to be. A safety has to be an elite communicator along with the Mike linebacker, and that's what CJ has done for us. Did a really great job of communicating. Now, when the ball is snapped, any one of those guys back there can go make plays. So I like their play style, and I love the way they're gelling and coming together.
You know what you're like. You were living through the injuries when you were a player, and you're sensitive to that. What about it is sensitive as a player when you're hearing reports or whatever that might be that you can relate to?
Yeah, for me, it's everybody doesn't have all the information. we have all the information on our guys. So when you talk about injuries and all of this with the guys as a player, you're sitting there and everybody wants to report about who's not out here and what they're not doing. I would like to talk about the guys that are here and the guys who are busting their tails out here on the field in this hot climate, the humidity. Guys are working, grinding. I want to highlight these guys who are doing a great job. I understand our guys who aren't out here, guys are in the back end, they're doing the same thing. They're working just as hard as the guys who are out here, and I just always think it's unfair for everybody to always jump to be first to report something about an injury and is not taking that player into consideration.
DeMeco, when it comes to
We'll take a couple more.
when it comes to the trenches, the pads can be a great equalizer. Did you see that happen today for the offensive line? When you can actually put your hands up a little bit more.
By putting on the pass today, you did. I saw our O-line do a nice job of blocking the D-ends, D-tackles. They also did a great job of getting after them as well. It's going to be really great competition, right? Our O-line gets to go against one of the top D-lines in the league every single day. You get to go against the top guys, so everybody's going to get better from that. And so that's what I saw today.
For a player like Chubb, how much of what he went through from an injury standpoint a couple years ago comes into evaluating where he is, maybe not trying to compare him to pre-injury status and just kind of take what he does out here?
Yeah, when it comes to Chubb and how am I comparing him, guy's age, he's been through a lot. It's not always going to be the same as his early years in the NFL. But what I hang my hat on with him is just this guy loves football. He's physical. He plays the right way. He prepares himself the right way. Really sharp guy when it comes to the protection scheme. He's on it. He's helping out the guys. Coach Danny Barrett has done a great job of bringing him along, getting caught up to our scheme. And so, seeing him today, he definitely showed up in the pass today. A guy who can play physical behind his pass. He can eat out yardage. So I'm excited to see him just play football. And that's what he's always been. He's always been a tremendous, football player, especially when he's healthy. So he's still working his way back. And it looks like he's in really good shape, and he'll continue to get better. Now going through camp, everybody continues to get better the more you go through it. And I see the same, with Chubb.
All good?
All right. Thank you, guys.
You were here for the start of DeMeco to now logging in year 3. What's the biggest difference you see walking here now as compared to when you first started?
The culture's set now. Obviously, new coach comes in, working overtime to try to get his identity imprinted within the framework of the team, and getting the team to function without him having to, say every little thing over and over again. So I think, obviously coming back, same quarterback leading the team, and then defense, a lot of continuity. His culture is set, so I think, it's easy to kind of get back in here and honestly kind of fill my role like I did last time, and then and just get back to playing ball.
So then one of the guys that was very happy to have you back is Will Anderson Jr. You're mentoring when he was in, but just when you're mentoring lots of just in terms of relationship on and off the field. What's it like to be back with Will?
It's great. Like you said, when I was here last time, I kind of gladly took him under my wing and helped him with all facets of the game. Obviously, his talent speaks for itself, but, helping him with a lot of the, film study and, the emotions of the game, and helping him understand, it's a long season and how to prepare to, go through your progress, your process, and see progress through other ways other than, sack totals and different things like that. So getting back here and seeing the, his maturation and picking right back up where we left off, whether it's a look here, a look there, a glance here, a glance there. We've always kind of spoke the same language on the football field. So, getting back and playing next to him again, like I said, it's just, it's like waking up in the morning. It's like breathing. It's something we've done really easily. So, looking for big things for us both this year.
Sheldon, DeMeco, when we talked about the culture, DeMeco has been one guy that pointed out sort of like that impact, sort of that guy that everybody want to point to somebody, sort of that person points to and say, this is the pattern, whatever you want to call it. You're that guy.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate that. I think I've always taken pride in doing things the right way. I think coming in and when I had a chance to talk to DeMeco prior to my first time coming here, I could just tell. Again, I've known people that played for him, know people that knew him personally, and then getting the chance to talk to him and talk ball with him, talk philosophy with him. I understood we saw things the same, and then understanding. When I came here the first time, it was going to be a young team. It was going to be, a group full of guys who, didn't necessarily, understand what it was like to win and win at this level and win at a high level. So coming in, I've always done my best. I'm not a big rah-rah guy. Don't do a whole bunch of talking. Honestly, most guys have probably never seen me do more than a, head nod, what's up, or yo. That's about all I got for people most times. But, just with them pulling guys aside or, we're in between drills or just, sitting at the lunch table or something, just being able to kind of talk guys through, what it's like to be successful for a long time in this league and what it's going to take for us to continue to grow and get to that next level. So, I take pride in being, a voice of reason, for DeMeco within the locker room and amongst these players.
So it looks like you're back to your old self. What did you go through last year? What were some things that was the adversity that you experienced?
Yeah. Yeah, so dealt with some health stuff last year. I won't too much deep dive into it. I kind of hit on, I guess, the biggest one that kind of took me out of playing, which was I ended up having a shingles outbreak and viral meningitis at the same time. And that kind of knocked me out for a while. So, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people thought, what type of illness or what type of thing could have someone out for this long. And, a lot of people don't know I was literally laying horizontal in my house, in a dark house, for probably about a month and a half before I could really even sit up without, feeling kind of crazy. So went through all that. Throughout the process of that, I started the season last year probably around 300 pounds. By the end of dealing with all of that, along with some other things, I was probably down to 255, so lost all my strength, lost all the weight, power. Even by the time I played my last game, November 7th against Baltimore, I was low 270s, high 260s. So wasn't myself last year, and by the grace of God, I'm able to still come out here and compete and do things at a high level. So I worked my ass off this whole season to ensure not only physically that I could come out here and play, but mentally I was past a lot of the stuff, and health-wise internally that I was able to kind of check things off my list and get back to feeling great, because I know when I feel great I can be a difference maker.
How are you feeling now, and how do you feel like your game has evolved from the last time you were here?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel great being back out here, running around in this heat. Back to playing in a defense I love playing in, that fits me, fits my skill set. I feel like I've continued to ascend, whether it's my pass rush repertoire, being able to – I've always kind of been a guy that's able to, high football IQ, be able to identify things on the fly, help guys get lined up, amidst the chaos, and kind of call things on the fly, whether I see something, like I said, whether it's giving Will a look, telling Tim something. And then, just continuing to work on strength and flexibility to be able to continue to be stout against the run as well. So I feel like I'm back to being the complete player I was, and continue to ascend and continuing to be a better player.
And it looks like you're having fun out there too. Back 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Putting up on the side.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
How much does that chemistry kind of put you guys ahead of the ball when you get
Man, it matters a lot. I tell people all the time, man, the more you can kind of, play with guys, and, you understand the way certain guys move, the way certain guys are going to attack certain things, it helps you play faster, because you know where guys are going to end up. I know how Will rushes. I know what he's thinking against certain sets. I know what he's thinking against certain looks. If a tight end motions in, he doesn't have to tell me chip alert or something like that. I see it. I know what he's thinking. Cool. We can work off of that. So, having that continuity goes a long way, and we're not necessarily worried about the defensive call and where my assignment is. It's more so worried about going out and attacking the call and trying to make the play. It's a race to make the play at that point.
Appreciate it, Rankins.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Look at your adjustment, and DeMeco was talking today about playing behind your pads or running and eating up yards. How are you feeling out there? Do you feel like you're getting back to your old self?
Yeah, I feel good. It's been great to get a chance to come out here and play some more football. It's been a while for me, so I love it out here. It's been great getting back.
What do you like most about this offense and how you fit into it?
I love most about the guys that surround me in the huddle. The big guys up front, the receivers, tight ends, and and CJ. I mean, a bunch of guys who play with intent, who love to practice, love to work hard and get better every day.
What have your conversations been with the new OC, Nick Healy, kind of what his vision is for you?
Yeah, I tell you, Nick, he's very smart and he's super intelligent. He loves ball. He's always thinking of the next play, and it's been great to work with him.
Coach Barry said that if you the only difference between you and Woody is when y'all take y'all jerseys off. That's how he's able to tell the difference between you all. Both Georgia boys both play the same. How much does that mean to you to be able to give back to a rookie like Woody Martin to help him come through the ranks?
Yeah, it's super important to me. Not only that, but Woody is a Georgia boy, so definitely like a brother to me already. So he's been great. He's super smart too, and he's super athletic, super fast. He can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he can do everything you ask him to do. So he's a great player who I look forward to watching.
Do you see the similarities?
Yeah, I do.
On the field, how often do you feel like your pre-injury self when you're out there?
Well, what do you mean?
Like, is there ever a moment where you're like, okay, injury's behind me, like I feel great today?
Yeah, I mean that was 2 years ago, so I'm getting over the hump. Look, I'll just come out here and try to be best I can.
How much does getting these elevated first team reps help you get used to this new team and get used to this new offense?
It helps a lot. I need every rep I can get. It's been a while. I've been played. I got hurt last December, so I've been in pads since. So it's great to get out here, get a chance, get passed on, get hit, move around a little bit.
When you spend your entire career in one place, how would you describe that process and transition from a new city, new organization, and trying to learn everything?
It is a process. I was where I was for about 7 years, so I got very comfortable and used to things there, how things are done there. So part of the small things is like learning how they do this, how they do that. How much time you have before practice. And this is small things that I got to get used to. Other than that, I mean, the guys have embraced me. I know a bunch of guys on the team. I knew some of the coaches too. So it's been fun.
And what stands out about the city and just the organization?
Well, for one, it's hot and it's humid. That's the biggest difference between here and Cleveland. But other than that, I mean, the city's nice. It's cool, nice, a lot of traffic, I guess. But other than that, I mean, I'm enjoying it here.
Out there, I think as a veteran, when to cut and loose. Long time till the first game. Do you feel the explosiveness, the twitchiness kind of coming back? You know your body. You know when you're cutting and doing things at the highest of levels. How do you feel like you're ramp up the process?
It's going good. It's hard to get a burst when the defense is playing so good over there. But I mean, other than that, every chance I get to get a quick 10-yard burst after the play's done, I can just anything I can to get in better shape.
Obviously, Joe's going through something he's recovering, but how much has he helped you and the other?
Who was that?
guys? Joe.
Yeah.
How much has he helped you and the other running guys behind the scenes? When he's not practicing.
Yeah, he's super helpful. Joe's a vet too. He's been in the game a long time. He's always there for us. Anything we need, he has our back.
Yeah, that was my question.
Cool. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
So y'all, good y'all. How y'all doing?
Good to have you back.
Appreciate you, bro.
Brevin, what does it feel like to be back out there doing what you love to do?
Man, it feels unbelievable, bro. 10 months of just isolation, just being in the house and being here was tough, bro. Like being back out here on the field, and it's hot and it's competitive, but man, I don't take it for granted, bro. It just feels so good to be back with my teammates.
Did you learn anything about yourself last year when you were out away from everybody?
Yeah. I think I relied a lot on God, but for me, it was just staying grounded, staying true to my foundation, my faith, my teammates, my family. It was a hard process, but as crazy as it might sound, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard, to be honest with you.
Brevin, I remember talking to you after the Bears game, and I had no idea until the next day that you had torn your ACL. How did you finish the game with the torn ACL?
Bro, I honestly have no clue what play, when, how I did it. It was just one of those things that, your adrenaline is running so hard, and you just find out the next day, like, your ACL's torn. It was, honestly, I'm still kind of like shocked about it. Still to this day, like, dang, I tore my ACL and had no clue. So it was pretty crazy.
Where you got a chance to see this Nick Kelly offense and how it operates and how it works. As him being a former tight ends coach, can you tell the difference in the sets?
Yeah.
With you all at tight end group?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to work with Kelly. His energy is infectious. He's real smart. He's real passionate to have the offensive coordinator be a tight ends coach, and he's constantly, coming over to our individuals, and he's constantly coming into our tight end room to just, check in with us. It's awesome, bro. I'm excited to work with him and see how this offense progresses throughout the year.
DeMeco called you an ascending player just a few moments ago. What did it mean to you? They obviously brought you back with the injury mid-season last year. What did it mean to you that they wanted to sign you and bring you back even with all the injuries?
Man, it was unbelievable. I love the city of Houston. I love this coaching staff. I love my teammates. For them to re-sign me, and have faith in me that, I could be somebody that they can rely on to make plays on Sundays, that they can look to their left or to the right and know that I'm going to do my job. It's unbelievable, man. I love the city of Houston. I love this coaching staff, and I never take it for granted, just being here.
As you've been out here for all 5 practices, do you already feel it, or is there a point you feel like you're you again?
I've been feeling like from the jump, bro. Honestly, from the first practice, I was ready to go. Like, in spring, I was ready to go. I was running routes in spring, and I hit 21.7 miles per hour at one point in my RTF training. Like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm faster. I'm stronger. I've been able to sit back and watch the game from a different point of view. So, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to just play on Sundays.
Brevin, as a group, you, Dalton, Cade, the other guys, how strong do you feel like it is? If you guys have a little chip on your shoulder, some people said, "Oh, what about the tight end spot for the Texans?"
Yeah, no, we have an unbelievable group. I think people aren't giving the tight end group enough credit for whatever reason, but I think this year we're going to be able to show everybody that this is a group that we can rely on special teams, on offense, that we're going to go out there, we're going to be able to block a defensive end one-on-one, tram to a mic, and then go run a 50-yard, catch a 50-yard touchdown. So that's the expectations from everybody in our room.
How important was it to you to make sure that even though that you were going through your rehab, that you were around this team, still supporting this team, still being in the rooms? How have you given that advice to Tank?
Tank is my guy. First of all, that dude right there is a trooper, a soldier, man. That dude is working his tail off. He's rehabbing like crazy, and I'm excited to see him come back because I tell him all the time, bro, like, yeah, we have different injuries, but I'm better right now. I'm faster. I'm stronger. My quad and my knee feels unbelievable. When he comes back from that injury, he's going to be 10 steps ahead. I'm excited to see him come back. I just tell him every day, just keep going. I got it tatted on my leg, but it says keep going every day. So it's just a steady process. The journey is the reward. It's never about an end goal. It's always about the journey.
Was that something that you got during this process, or was that something that you modeled?
Yeah. I think for me, the journey is the reward has been my whole NFL career. I've taken it, everybody talks about a breakout year or this or that from the outside noise. And to me, man, like, I come every day with the mentality that it's game day. Like, I love football. I love being able to shoot up and put my pads on and just come out here. Like, I love the game. My whole life has been the journey is the reward. There's no such thing as an end goal. The journey itself, being able to go through this, whether you have a breakout year, you have to keep going. Whether you have a bad year, you have to keep going. Like, the journey is the reward.
A couple more. Other than obviously trying to get healthy, what did you want to work on to get better at coming into this season?
Man, honestly, everything. Being able to just show that I'm a reliable teammate, that they can trust me to go out there and man on the defensive end or run a route. Like, just being accountable, being a complete 3-down tight end, a special teams core player, being accountable in all phases of the game.
It feels like your personal situation and all of your camps has been kind of extremely different. What is the difference this year compared to the others?
Yeah.
Like when you look at it from a physical.
Yeah. Honestly, nothing really feels different in terms of like the camp mentality. But for me, I think now that I'm older and I've been in the league 5 years, I just understand that we don't get a lot of ops. Like in practice, in every team period, every guy gets maybe 1 or 2 ops. Like you have to capitalize on those opportunities. If you have a run gap, a run play, you have to capitalize on that run play. Like I just look at it like every play is a play to earn the coach's trust and my teammates' trust. That's as simple as that.
Coming back from a lower body injury like you had, we know that you have to get out of rehab as far as the running is concerned. Nick Cady said from day one that this is going to be a run-heavy offense as well.
No doubt.
So what did you do to get yourself prepared to be a blocking tight end?
No doubt, man. Shout out to our RTF team, Ryan Grubbs and Ethan Gold. They did an unbelievable job of just making sure I was ready for game time situations. I was blocking the sleds at like 3 months into my rehab. I was already they were already thinking ahead of that. And so our RTF team, man, just did an unbelievable job. It was one of those things where they make sure that we're ahead of the game. They're really a sharp staff.
Well, sir,
Appreciate y'all.